Right, here's another case review. So I said I'd do a few of these just from specific people who are in our community. So just so you know, before I even start this, these cases are not available on the store, they're on our map because LayerFab, who's the company who supplied these and has given to me, and I'm going to give them away for free, is basically a sponsor of our map, map.empower247.com. Look at him in the bottom left hand corner, click the link, and away you go straight to his website. You can see what he does. Nice guy, Malcolm, pestered me relentlessly, like, please have a free case. I want you to have a look at it. I looked at the pictures and thought, they don't look very exciting, to be fair. And then I got one. Now, yes, these are affiliate links, but I'm going to say we don't sell rubbish, okay? We don't affiliate rubbish, and we don't, we don't want to be affiliated with anything that's rubbish. Because trust me when I tell you, I have bought, since starting Meshtasitc, which is about a year ago, I bought some real rubbish. This is a prime example of rubbish. Now, if this is your design, I apologize. I'm not going to name and shame you, but essentially, this was an eBay special. And yes, I bought a Heltec, and for £10 extra, I could have a case. And here's the case. And something's gone terrible with this. It's not well, as you can see. Yes, in fairness, I did leave it in a window and it did get quite warm, but it wasn't in direct sunlight. And if I can't put it in direct sunlight because, well, I'm a bit of a moron, you should tell me because I don't expect that to look like that, right? And when you look at the finish and stuff, yeah, it's cheap. It's like £10, but I can see banding in it, and I had to sort of like use a knife to cut out the inside myself, which I really don't want to do that, to be honest. And it ended up like that inside of a week. This is a practical example. I've not heated that up with a heat gun, but this is what £10 gets you, as well as some colours that are a little bit odd. And I'm sure these are faded because I'm sure they weren't that colour when I started. You get what you pay for, and you look at the finish, which you can't probably see very well on the camera, but when you can just tell it's been 3D printed, and you think, I really want something that looks like something. So that brings me on to LayerFab, who are our map sponsors, like I say. And Malcolm, the guy there, sort of said, please take some of my cases so we can have a look at them. He sent us a couple of T-Beam Supreme cases. We'd looked at them and thought, yeah, they're quite nice. But I don't have a T-Beam Supreme. What else have you got? And then sort of halfway through the conversation, he comes out with the fact that I'm launching this new case. It's called the Rook. And I want you to have a look at it. It's for Heltec. Well, we sell Heltec V3s on the store. We've got bucket loads of them. Well, we haven't at the moment. We've nearly run out. I digress. So essentially, he sends me a little box of tricks with some cases in it. And you think, because I've looked at the pictures of the Rook and thought, and a lot of these guys, they spend so much time and pride on design and so on. But it's transforming something that looks like a picture into something that's a product. And I'm a product guy, right? I like what I like. And then today, this has turned up. Okay. Now, for a start, this sort of shiny front end going on it's shiny, and I like shiny things a lot. And then the finish, again, doesn't look like it's 3D printed, right? Now, this is for Heltec. And it's the small things, right? Another clip. I do like a clip, not just because I'm going to wear it on my belt and sort of, look like a train spotter when I'm wandering around with it, but because I clip it to other things. Okay. And when somebody really cares and is passionate about the product that they design, when they kind of say to you in the most pleasant way, I watched your last case review and it was pants. It's kind of what he said. Because you didn't really say much about it, so you need some help with this. Okay, Malcolm. And he was right, and he sort of sent me some points on the design of the case because I've actually got 3. And this last one, I'm not going to lie, it's definitely keeping it. If I've got to pay for it, I will. Or if I've got to give it away, I'll buy my own, whatever. But this is the Rook entry level. Okay. It's really difficult to appreciate how nice that is, and the fact that it has these like holes in the side of it for like molly straps and stuff like that. Because I play airsoft, right? So everything's molly, it's kind of loops and so on. Is it rugged? Yeah. I'm not going to lie. When I sort of went out to the car before and I was kind of holding it, carrying too much stuff, I dropped it and thought, shit, this review is going to go to hell. But there's not a mark on it at all anywhere. And if it survives the mark drop test, it's doing well. So again, it's details, right? Because I've bought these cases before, like this nasty thing, and I've put the SMA connector in, and I've tried to tighten 2 bolts together with spring washers and all that kind of stuff, and it ends up spinning. That annoys me, and every 5 minutes I hate that. So what he's done with this, he's sort of countersunk it on the end, if you will, so it doesn't actually move. Okay, it's little details like that make a difference. The battery that goes inside it, yes, he sent me one. It's a 2000 milliamp hour battery, lipo patch pack type thing, and it just fits perfectly. I'm going to come to the other one because that's what I'm excited about. And this is carbon fiber filled material, and I can literally read what it says here. It says a carbon fiber filled material, stronger as well as more aesthetically pleasing. This guy should go into marketing, right? Because it is. It's not just sort of black that kind of goes like this, shiny beaded lines. It kind of looks like a real product, like a commercial product, that if you put this on your belt or whatever, it makes your Heltec look like something proper. And something else I like about it as well, because don't get me wrong, I like branding, right? But where's the branding? You know, from a marketing point of view, I kind of think, where's the branding saying what it is? It's nowhere to be seen. It's actually, I can't show you this. It's got a little rook underneath the clip. I really like that. That's so simple. It's kind of hidden, and those who know. It's like an Audi. Those who know, and those who know should know. And if they don't know, then don't worry about it anyway. Putting it together, he does a video and stuff. And if you're engineeringly challenged like me, then sometimes you need a video. But I didn't even need a video putting this together. Me didn't even need one. So he's got instructions which are actually really good, and he's also got videos as well, which is pretty handy. So that's the standard Rook, and I say it's standard, but standard doesn't really do it any justice because it's so well built and so nice that your sort of Heltec, which when it comes in the standard plastic case looks kind of nasty. This is a different level. In fact, I'm going to show you right there. This is why all my videos are sort of taken in one cut, because I never edit them. Standard Heltec case to give you a scale, and then this. So you can see how small that actually is. But there's no battery going in that. There's nothing going in that. It's USB-C or bust. But when I literally overlay them like that, you can see that this is still tiny. But this looks like something, and this looks like something else. It's a nice piece of kit. It is a nice piece of kit. Malcolm says I can give one of these away, so, you know, like and follow on the video on YouTube, and I'm going to give you one away. I think that's what Malcolm said, otherwise I'm in a lot of trouble. Right. Number 2, this is the Rook Pro, right? And again, I'm going to have one of these. I don't know how to explain the fact I've got so many nodes that, yes, for our Blackpool network, we've given a lot of nodes away, a lot of antennas, McGill and Paradar and Heltecs and racks and so on. But how many can I actually have personally? Quite a few, it appears. Keep putting them in cars, my cars, network, and carrying some stuff around. And this is the Pro version. Now, when I first saw this, I kind of thought, Malcolm's clearly a clever guy, right? He can do design very well, and he can do product very well. That actually, again, the finish is proper. And look at the details. I mean, who does that? Who takes the time to do that on the base? Who does that? Now, this is the interesting bit for the Pro. And again, I've got an exciting list of things, but this. I sound like I'm educated now. This is an EC11 rotary encoder support for standalone use and quick access to canned messages. Right. What does that mean? So, and I've seen it work, and I'm going to have to send in this back and say, can you make this into what you say it is? Because essentially, I know what canned messages are. They're kind of like short form. You can have a preset bunch of messages, and then you can basically press a button and send them. And with Meshtasitc, sometimes you just want to say yes, no, on the way, etc., stuff like that. Well, this rotary encoder, if you're technical, flips through the messages, and then when you want to send it, you click the button. Love that. And he actually has it working. It really works. And I can see for people who are naturally lazy like me that's a thing. And also I can kind of see as well that when we play airsoft, and I've got this attached to a chest rig here, that I don't want to speak and I don't want to sit there going, because I'm being shot at generally. It's not good. But being able to go spin, click, it's a speed thing, right? It really is. I don't know anyone who's doing this. Not in mass production. And again, the button feels like something. And when I pulled it apart, I had a quick look inside at his screws and his mountings and so on. Countersunk mounts. What's that? Molly again. Belt clip again if you want one. Or just Molly and go straight on here. But this canned message thing, this really does it for me. Yes, it's carbon fiber again. And it's quite minimalist, and I'm not sure you're going to appreciate how nice this is through watching a video. But again, it looks like a manufacturer's built it. And yeah, I've got a little tiny antenna on here, and you're all going to go, yeah, that antenna's getting nowhere. I know, but it depends. If we're in a squad or something and we're all kind of running them, it doesn't need to go far. So yes, it's for illustration purposes only. But that'll take any SMA antenna. And the thing of it is, it's countersunk, so it's pretty tough. And again, he does the video on how to assemble this, and even down to wiring and all kinds of stuff. I mean, I burned the house down with a solder knife, so that bit's not for me. But canned, that's the Rook Pro. Okay. I might keep that because I'm thinking about attaching it to my head for my skid lid, not airsoft skid lid, not a motorbike helmet. And now this is the one that I really like, because to my knowledge, no one's done this, because everybody's got, rack blade antennas, and they're good. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're going to buy an antenna, rack blade or a Paradar, whichever, they work really well. And I tested rack blades in my solar node in the car. I also tested Paradars, and then I saw the little alpha stubby antenna and thought, I want to try that as well. And bear in mind that my vehicle does pretty much the same journey about 3-4 times a week. I had a perfect test bed for the journey twice a day, every day for about 3 or 4 weeks. So I ran this, and I ran a Paradar, and they were both good. I mean, to be fair, they're in the back window, they're sat on the solar node, and they do well. They do very well. And then I kind of saw the little alpha antenna and thought, I really like the look of that on the back shelf. I wonder if going from SMA to N-type, the fat boy version, if you've got a static comb aerial, is going to be an advantage. So you speak to very clever people like Ben Victor in our Discord, and he's like, maybe you need to try it. I thought, well, I can and I will. And I'll drill a big hole in that box and I'll have an N-type. They're not an antenna, they're a antenna. And I ran that for a couple of weeks, versus stuff like this. I'm going to say, and there's no science in it, I know, because the car's traveling up the motorway and so on. There's no sense in it, and there's no science in it, I should say. But essentially, yeah, it was better. I'm probably going to say roughly 25% better in the car. Lots of reasons with science that the clever people in our Discord will tell you, but I'm not that guy, right? I just like try it and see if it works. And so much so that the solar node that's in the car now is a permanent alpha 868 antenna. It's N-type connected. Perfect. Car, perfect. Mobile stuff like the T-deck and all that kind of stuff. I'm running all these. And what it needs is it needs someone to come along and say, well, I want to do a case that's going to run an alpha. That's brave, because it's too fat, too heavy, and you're going to break it. And then this turns up. This. With a mantenna. So what is this called? This is the Rook N for N-type. And essentially, that is an alpha 868 antenna attached to a Rook. Now, I believe that this is a prototype, and it needs not to be a prototype because this is proper. I actually threw this together. I didn't even watch a video. I threw this together earlier on. I don't know a case anywhere, and I'm going to say Andy Kirby style, there is not another one in the world, N-type antenna case for a Heltec that's been mass produced. I mean, the aerial weighs more than the node, but whatever. And again, there's a lot of strengthening and engineering going on here because, you know, Malcolm's not doing this out of his back bedroom. He does CAD and clever stuff like that. So all this thing around here it's all, if you take the cover off, it's all been reinforced to cope with this. And trust me, Malcolm, when I tell you, when I strap this to my vest, not a vest you wear with your dinner down your front, my airsoft vest, it's going to get tested, and we're going to see when it's been shot at and stuff, how it kind of fares, and when I bend over and break it and all that kind of stuff. But just, I mean, air flexed it. I mean, if this breaks live on the stream now, and it's tough, right? It really is. And again, it's countersunk on either side, so it actually tightens up properly. Not like when I drill a hole in and put a spring washer and a nut screw on the other side. It actually does what it says on the tin. Okay. Again, it has these loops on the side, so it's molly, so it's quite sort of agricultural, military, whatever you want to call it. And you can wear it on it. You might get some funny looks if you're in Tesco's, but it works really well. The threaded mounts for all the screws and stuff that are countersunk. Who does this? This guy needs to get out more. Belt clip. And again, the belt clip itself, I was a bit worried about these, that they're going to get broken. But whatever's going on with them, it's tough. And underneath, I love this subtlety of the little Rook sign that's under there. How good's that? And again, it's minimalist, but it's nice. And again, battery, LiPo, 50 millimeter by 35 millimeter by 10.5 millimeter. Is that 2000 milliamp battery? Absolutely love this. Saw it in pictures and just thought, doesn't do it justice. It genuinely doesn't do it justice. But when you actually got it in your hand, you think, yeah. I'm not going to lie, when I first took this out of the box and I saw an N-type, I was like, oh. And he knows I love N-type, right? Because it's a mantenna. I'm going to get trouble for saying that, aren't I? Not as bad as the Bender case, though. It just looks the part. It really does. And there's a Heltec in this one because, of course, why would I not? Because I kind of thought, yeah, this will look awesome strapped to the dog or me or anything. And again, the finish and the detail in these little ridges, you know, it's really going to look the part. The finish, look at the carbon fiber finish. So good. And like I say, I reckon you could beat someone with that. And it'd be quite a weapon. Now, you can tell somebody obsesses over this sort of stuff, right? I mean, I obsess over it, but I'm creatively retarded. It's terrible. And this is a different ball game, because this is something that I think, do you know what? If I saw it in pictures, I'd probably be like, meh, boring. But if I actually saw it in a shop, I'd go, how much is it? And I'd buy one for me. This is not shill selling. This is saying I'd genuinely buy one. And if he sends me an invoice when this video goes on and says to me, it's 20 quid, mate. Okay, take it. I'll absolutely take it. Because it's actually really worth the money. The detail on the edging and stuff. And it looks really shiny on camera. It's not that shiny in real life, but it's just enough to look nice. It's N-type, proper. What else? This, right? It's the small things that when you look at it and you think, okay, you're clearly creative, but can you engineer? You're a calculation panel engineer. Can you manufacture it? They're very different things. And we have some very talented people who can do this, who think about it. Because the first thing I'm going to do with this a lot of the time is it's going to sit on my desk, right? I might have a bender over here, this, that, and the other, but you know, this has got an N-type connector. So I need to put it on my desk. Now, I didn't actually say this to him, but he probably thinks you're a bit of a geek and you like nice, shiny stuff on your desk and you used to look the part. Or if you go camping or whatever, you know, this thing is too top heavy, right? It's going to fall over. And because it's just going to fall over. So it needs something for the connoisseur in Meshtasitc user. It needs this. Now, how much time have you put into, and this is a draft, right? So this isn't the final product. But how much time and design have you put into doing this? Which you might look at it and go, it's not a very exciting piece of plastic. But you've got to look at the detail on this and the fact of, yeah, I mean, he said to me, don't show that on the, don't show that, it's rubbish. I just sent that for you. Oh, okay. Tough. Sorry, Malcolm. But it's the bends and stuff in it and the sort of whole design of the slight lean back, and you kind of think, okay, it's not very exciting. And then you attach him to it. I'm not even sure if I'm attaching this right, but when he's attached to it and it sits on the desk, it actually looks like a weird cyborg tripod type thing. This is going to be one of the things where people are going to walk in and go, if this was sat there, they'd be like, If this is sat there on a stand where I can actually see it and see the screen, it's going to be a bit of a showstopper. The next, if we go to another radio rally or whatever, absolutely going to take this on the stand, and Malcolm's probably going to redesign it and say that's rubbish, I need to do better than that, because he's very self-critical. That stand is awesome. I can just sort of see it if you go camping or whatever, or I go to a, I don't know, airsoft or whatever, and just chucking on the stand, or I can just see it, and I've sort of placed it over here in my office. And the daft thing is the angles that it's at, right? It doesn't fall over. Seriously impressed with that. Actually made up with that, an N-type case. I'm sure more will come to the party, but that would make me buy one, genuinely. Anyway, I think I've covered all these points, so I won't get sued and I won't get in trouble again. And we are going to do a bit of a giveaway of all these case reviews. Okay, so as I say, if you're looking for Malcolm's cases, the company is LayerFab.com. Go straight to its website, or if you want to actually buy it through us, it's an affiliate link. It's not on empower247.com. It's on map.empower247.com. It's a sponsor of the map. So if you go to our map page, bottom left-hand corner, look at our sponsors, click Malcolm's logo, go straight to his webpage, and he'll send it out straight away. And you know what as well he does, which I never do this because I'm really lazy. He packages stuff well, because there's just something about opening a box sometimes where I bought 3D printed stuff, and it was like, it was in a Tesco carrier bag that was wrapped in an orange box, and you just thought, that's crap. But this was in a nice box, and you know, he knows who he's dealing with me, because I wouldn't be able to tell which one of these is which, right, with the names and stuff. But he's like taking the time to put things in bags with labels on them. And I've spoken to other people who have bought his kit. He just didn't do that for me because we were doing a review. He does that because he does it with all of them, and it shows care, right? Yeah. Have a look at the map. LayerFab.com. Buy it through us. It's an affiliate link. It's the same price, but you know, again, another case for a Heltec where I think I'd buy that. And to be fair, if you think it's because I'm trying to make millions of pounds out of selling cases, go and buy it direct off Malcolm. LayerFab.com. And more to follow. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and follow. That's what I'm looking for. Happy meshing.